Now when you're looking at code, instead of just reading the code, there's a very handy feature, and that is to be able to step through code or step into code. What I'd like to do here is I'm just going to close the Project Explorer just by hitting this little close button, and I'm going to close the properties window, and that way I can see more of the actual code. Now if I want to actually not just read the code but to step through it, there's a handy key, F8. F5 we learnt earlier just runs it. So like if I'm sitting in this code and I press F5, what I'll find is it will just run the code and bring in another copy of November 2000. So I might just try that first. If I press F5, bang, there it is there. There's a second copy of November 2000 that's been brought in. But if I click in the sub-procedure and I press F8, I can walk through the code. And what happens is you can see this little yellow highlight. This is showing me where I'm at the moment, and as I press F8, it moves through the code. Now what's yellow hasn't been done yet. So when I press F8, it will do this statement. So I press F8, and so it's opened up November 2000. That was what that statement did. If I now press F8 again, it arranges the windows side by side, and that's why you're seeing import November 2000. If I then press F8 again, it selects November 2000. It moves it into the import file before sheet 1, and that's why I've got a third copy of November 2000. If I press F8 now, it'll maximize the import file, and it's just done that. Now if I press F8, it'll select row 2. Now if I press F8, it deletes row 2, and if I press F8 again, it goes to A1, the cell, and if I press F8 again, the sub-procedure is finished. So you can use F5, the key F5, to just quickly run a sub-procedure, or you can use the key F8, which is very handy, to just step through the sub-procedure line by line and check how it's working.